Meanwhile, I'll invite Florus and Oscillon. The two new boys in the 1v1 pro scene have made it to the semi-finals. We're going to have one of them in the final today. This will be a best of 3 again, though. I'm just going to do best of 3s all the way, because this tournament is going to take like probably 5 hours altogether, even if we do best of 3s all the way. Because it's been a long day. 5 hours is pretty standard for a Rocket League tournament, so we're just going to stick to it. Like I said, I'll do a really quick recap on the bracket before we get started here. And I'll probably recap it again right before the final. Just so anybody tuning in can understand the story going into the game. Let me just get the bracket up. Wait, where did it go? It's here. There we go. So, the bracket today has been round 1 of Swiss was this was random draw matchups with the winners in green. They're the winners, losers in red. Then second round, the losers are all drawn against each other in the bottom half here. The winners are all drawn against each other again at random. And that gave us 2 players with a perfect record, 2 players with a perfectly bad record, and 4 players who are 1-1. And then we take those 4 players who are 1-1 and they play against each other again. It would have been random draw, but also avoiding rematches. So we drew it randomly, but while avoiding rematches, which was Oscillon versus Devo would have been a rematch, Kato versus Seb would have been a rematch. So we just drew Oscillon's opponent randomly between Kato and Seb. That's what we got there. And then, of course, again, avoiding rematches in the semi-final because Florus had already played against Sebadam. Fairy Peak had already played against Oscillon. So since Oscillon moved forward, we put him against Florus because he's already played against Fairy. So that's the journey here. Scrub kill, I got knocked out immediately by losing to both the French players. Metz and Norris joined him, but he did give Devo some trouble on the way. Sebadam struggled against K-Dot, but beat him, and then he lost to Florus and Devo back to back. So Sebadam getting knocked out by both his countrymen. And Devo has had a very inconsistent day, but he still finds himself in the semi-final, so no surprise there. Fairy Peak has looked like the player to beat today, honestly. I think that if Fairy Peak beats Devo, he's probably going to win this. That's my guess, but you never know. Devo has always beaten Fairy, so Fairy's probably really, really sad that Devo beat Sebadam. But that's where we are so far. We're not going to delay anymore. Let's get right into the games. Florus and Oscillon, 2 players who have been playing against each other as practice buddies for the longest time. They are very good friends, good sparring partners in the Ones arena in Rocket League. So it's great to see them both having success today. One of them will make a finals appearance. Everybody who qualified for semifinals so far has $100 rather in the bag. But the winner of this will double their money and have a chance to get even more if they can win the whole thing. As the runner-up today will get $200. Winner will get 500, and the remaining 2 semi-finalists will get 100, with Sebadam and our other quarterfinal loser going home with 50 each. That is, of course, Kate up and Sebadam. Florus versus Oscillon, a matchup which is pretty much 50-50 from what I've seen. They've never played against each other on my streams. This is the first time that's occurred, but they've played against each other a ton in the past. Out of anyone in the world, Oscillon and Florus have played against each other more than they played against anybody else. So they know each other through and through. I've heard Florus' thoughts in the matchup. He thinks that Oscillon is the smarter player, but he's the more mechanically gifted player. We'll have to wait and see if that holds true. Oscillon has had games in the past where he's completely dismantled Florus, but then Florus sometimes just pops off and there's nothing Oscillon can do but watch as he scores with every attack. We'll have to wait and see what sort of Florus shows up today. That's the main question, because I think Oscillon is by far the more consistent of the 2 players, but Florus might have higher peak ability. Remember, we might have an All-England final if Florus and Devo can both win. So, a lot to play for England. Devo, of course, was a finalist against Scrubkilla in the last Ones tournament that I did a month ago. Chance to be a double finalist, although today he doesn't feel like he played well at all. He's been really depressed at his performance. Florus, however, I don't think he's ever looked this good, except, or he's never looked better on my stream than he does today. This is the best I've ever seen from him in front of an audience this large. And thank you again once again for all you guys tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the show. This is the 3rd last match of the day. all best of threes all the way to the final, and the final will be again be best of three, just to have some consistency. I think it's fair to ask of these players to have best of threes all the way. But there you go, Oscillon is back in a tight game situation with just over a minute and 30 seconds played, and these guys are so far inseparable. Hard to pick a favorite. I think if I had to, I'd pick Oscillon because he's about to score. But also because he is, like I said, the more consistent, and consistency is so important in a tournament setting. You need consistency. Or at least, if nothing else, you need to be like Devo and be able to consistently be amazing for moments in a game. So that is why I would pick Oscillon as a favorite to win here. Even though Florus is so far undefeated. He's taken down both Sebadam and also, wait, who else did Florus beat? I've forgotten. And K-Dot, right? No, it was Oscillon that beat K-Dot, wasn't it? I can't even remember. But it's okay, I have a bracket right here. Florus beat Sebadam and Metza. That's who he beat. So there you have it. And with how well Metza did against Devo, we all know that that was a very impressive win. I know a lot of people going into the tournament would not have valued that win very highly, as it was one of Metza's debut performances in a one's setting. Well, one setting this competitive. But he did so well against Devo, keeping up with Devo's pace just as well as anyone else in the world can. Wave dash from Florus. He's throwing in these wave dashes at ease, but it doesn't matter if you've got the mechanics to wave dash on demand. Oscillon sees ball, flips into ball, sees net, puts the ball in net, and that is why he's winning 5-2 at the moment. A lot of work for Florus to do in the second half of the game. He has not had a perfect record on his way here, as Florus. He did drop one game to Sebadam in their match. Oh, this should go all the way, and it will. Florus in that sweet spot of the pitch where he knows all he has to do is drive into the ball and it will go into the net. It's just mathematics. From about quarter of the way up the field, still 2 goals behind, and Oscillon has not looked too dodgy in defense in any of the goals that Florus has been scoring. Oh, just as I say that though, Oscillon lets one slip through that he really could have saved. Florus just got enough power on it to put it past his opponent's shoulder. 1 goal now separates them. Florus continues to look like the favourite on kickoffs. But a backflip from Florus there left his net open momentarily. And a very obvious bump, but he does well to recover it after the bump attempt and put the ball into a safe location. Oscillon is matching Florus. He's shadowing his every move in attack, making sure to at least be there to try and stop him from scoring. Oh, Florus thought that shot on target, but it wasn't. He gets away with a misplay. Oscillon is boxing Florus into the wall, but he can't get off the wall and put the ball back on target. Very awkward defending from Florus here. Gets away with it though. He thought that the rebound was on target and he was trying to recover to make the hero save. Oh, that is on target, and that's not going to be saved by any hero. Oscillon did well here, keeping the ball moving as fast as possible to deny Florus a chance to go to the corner and then make it back to net after picking up the boost. Can he close the game though? He finally wins a kickoff hard. The shot is off target and he kind of gives it away for free. That's very careless by Oscillon there. All he has to do now is keep Florus at bay, try to stop him from shooting, and he will have the win. He's done well in the midfield yet again. Not just stopped him from shooting, but turned it around. 3 goals separate them now, and Oscillon has the shot lead. He's been hard reading Florus's dribbles for the past minute or so, not really letting Florus out of his own half. But Florus, I'm sure, is not done yet. He needs to take his time a little bit more. Throwing himself at the ball an awful lot is allowing Oscillon to take him out the game very cleanly every time that he does make contact. And Florus almost needs to go off the wall here, or the ceiling. This is not even a choice anymore. He needed to do something aggressive. He decided to opt out of the ceiling shot because there really was no angle to shoot with. And that's with that ceiling shot opportunity going astray. That's got to be game 1 for Oscillon. He moves 1 game away from the final. And remember, Oscillon has already played against both of the players who are on the other side of the bracket, so it would be a rematch if Oscillon wins here. If florus wins, it will be a brand new match. So everybody who wants to see new matches, you better be cheering for florus in the next 2 games. Because 1-0 Oscillon is the score that we have right now, going into game 2. And this is, again, I reiterate, a best of 3. Everything's going to be best of 3 today because I don't want the tournament to go on too long. I think 5 hours is just about what players in... Oh no, they're doing it. Well, you guys who have been on my YouTube channel before have probably seen this, but Oscillon and florus are really good at double carrying the ball. It's almost annoying how good they are at this. But yeah, Gfinities and the other online tournaments usually last about 5 hours. I think any much longer than that is a bit too much to ask, so... Oh, isn't that so cute? Kappa Pride in the chat. That's so cute that they're going to try and go hand in hand into the sunset. But they're not double carry. Come on, get back on top of both of your... There we go, much better. Have they got the same camera settings? Have they changed it? Oh, okay, they're going to drop it. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but... Isn't that cute? Oscillon and florus. Oscillon, why are you so cute? Stop it! Everybody's going to Kappa Pride. That's probably one moment where YouTube wished they could see my Twitch chat. That was beautiful. Beautiful from 2 great friends in the Rocket League scene. Now, will they be separated by 2 games? I'm sure that friend or foe, Oscillon, will have only one thing in mind, and that is a 2-0 victory here. He will take no prisoners. And it looks like the first goal will go to him. Extremely, extremely over-aggressive by florus. I have to say, this is unnecessarily so. Dodging into the ball from a side-on position is almost never a good idea in attack when the ball's rolling, especially if your opponent has 100 boosts and you've got none. So florus showing us how not to play that situation. Oscillon showing us what an open net looks like. Perhaps Devo and Scrub would want to take a look at that, with how accurate they were being with their open nets earlier today. That's a great flick by Oscillon. By florus, how on earth did he get this power? That is phenomenal. Look how off guard Oscillon is caught by this. Because the power there, completely out of nowhere. Oscillon must have thought that florus had lost control of the ball, and he started creeping forward to close the distance, and suddenly he has to back it up because the ball's flying into his top corner. Oscillon turned off ball cam there, lost sight of florus, sorry, I keep getting these names mixed up, but florus turned off ball cam and completely lost sight of Oscillon. There's been a lot of misplays in this game by florus already. He would definitely have gone for a volley if he saw Oscillon moving forward, which he would have seen if he left on ball cam. And then he's whiffed the ball in defense. There's misplays all over the place for florus. Great recovery by Oscillon to the inside of the net to stop florus's rebound. Florus keeps Oscillon on his goal line with a fake jump. Shot is not on the same caliber. Florus is really going to step it up if he wants to win here, and with shots like this by Oscillon, oh, he nearly got a dunk goal. The rebound wasn't easy. This might just be straight in, and it won't. If it's not, then Florus will fix that with the easiest redirect of his life. Florus so badly wants to win here just to at least get a game 3 against his longtime friend and rival. It would be good to see, because Florus has struggled more with the big stage. Out of these two, Oscillon has shown more of an affinity to the crowd watching than Florus has, which is not surprising given his playstyle is usually the more consistent of the two. But is this a double kickoff? Double kickoff goal for Florus. Oscillon is in trouble, because now he's got to face up against another one. He's just getting beaten to the punch every time. Maybe got to use a little bit more boost or do something different entirely. I'm surprised to see him going for the diagonal kickoff after he's just lost 2 kickoff goals in a row. It's not unusual to see players go for a fake kickoff. Florus does not get punished this time for a bit of a greedy boost grab. Goes for a Devo-esque bounce dribble. Great transition into the flick as well. Hard cut to get the height. Pops it blind. And that is Oscillon out the game. Can Florus now close it? 3 minutes and 9 seconds remain. A long time to go. He's looked great on kickoffs though, and that is why I say can he close it, because if you look good in kickoffs and you've got the lead, then it is definitely your game to lose. Of course, if you've been losing every kickoff and you're 3 goals up, you may as well be tied, because you're probably going to lose kickoff goals or goals from possession after kickoff. Florus needs to be careful. He doesn't want to be too fancy here, and he might have just conceded, and he has. Good catch by Oscillon. Florus getting shut down for trying to be a little bit too fancy on the setup. The diagonal kickoffs is though, these are the one that Oscillon has done the best in. Not losing too many direct goals, if nothing else. But Florus is being so deadly with his possession. This is reminiscent of his series against Metza, where Florus had all the possession. Oh, that's a great line back to net by Florus. He didn't even have ball cam on. He just looked at his near post and he drove straight forward as fast as he could because he knew that was where the ball would be headed. Really, really smart play. He just took the most efficient line possible. Back to the net. And he's done Oscillon again. The early pops from Florus are really causing Oscillon trouble. He knows that if he backs off, Florus is just going to fling it into the crossbar. And if he challenges early, that doesn't seem to be consistent either. Oscillon is in trouble whenever Florus has the ball on top of his head. And look at that, even when Florus is losing kickoffs, he's still able to be first in the scene after the fact. He's able to save enough boost to stay relevant. But that is a 180 backflip flick if I've ever seen one. Holy cow. Oscillon ups the ante with this one. We saw a phenomenal recovery and turnaround goal by Devo earlier in the tournament, but I think Oscillon might have just taken the cake there with the goal, the best goal I've seen all day. And now he's going to slap another one in for his trouble. 1 goal is all that separates them with 1 minute and 44 remaining. What placement on the 180 backflip flick. Great stuff. It looks like revenge kickoff goal for Florus though. Back up to 2. But that was a ridiculous piece of individual skill by Oscillon. Speed and placement on the shot. Florus still in the lead. He's not in the position he likes to be in though. He hates goalkeeping, and this is why. Probably the weakest aspect of his game is his shadowing in goal. And he just never looked comfortable. Oscillon rolls it into the bottom left. And Florus will have to do better than that if he wants to win the series. Still in the lead here, but that was very, very, a little bit too reactive, I'd say, in goal. Florus needs to land on his wheels here, and he does, but is it going to be enough? Yes, it will. Nicely done. He needed to land on his wheels and then get in the way of an impending shot. Oscillon firing early is a surprise. I did not expect that. But it is a common thing in Rocket League for players to shoot more when they're behind from distance. But Florus once again so careless. He had enough boost to close the distance and look for a 50-50 or a clear ball there, but he got greedy. He wanted the dribble, and he's given Oscillon a free goal instead. And we're right back in a tie game situation. Oscillon has had Florus's number for the majority of this series. Florus has got to run. He's got to run fast. He just gets there fast enough. Surprised that Oscillon didn't dodge again and look for a bump or a demo. We do know that he loves his bump goals. Throw from Florus is good. It's too good. Oscillon getting a little bit too close for comfort. I used to say if you want to shadow and react to a throw, you've got to go a little bit further back than that one. It was still savable. The throw could have been a lot better by Florus. It was very good by our standards, but by his standards, it was pretty average. And this is definitely Florus's game to lose. Great volley. should be a goal on the rebound. But he's instead passed it to Oscillon. Florus, accuracy once again getting called into question, and he's in a weird position. Not for the first time, and he's lost a goal as a result. This just shows you how much Florus hates shadowing, that he tries to throw in a challenge and then he jumps way off his line. No fast aerial in sight. Tie game once again. Florus is defending, called into question. He's got an open net though. Decides to take the slow approach. It's got to be Florus, and he does it. Florus secures the goal that he so desperately needed. If he went to overtime here, that would have been a disaster, because he's been in control all game long, and he's thrown away so many easy saves by mispositioning. But this will be game 3. Florus forces Oscillon into the third game ace match. The All English Grand Final is still on the cards. The new matchup final is still on the cards. Oscillon has definitely got his work cut out, because Florus has looked like the favourite if he can just stop mispositioning so much in defense. He's probably the worst at shadow defense out of all the top players in the world right now, is Florus. And that's because his style is so aggressive. He just attacks all game. He always pressures the ball. He always looks for the ground play, always looks for the dribbles. He doesn't like to shadow in defense. And that is a combination for disaster when you're put on the back foot. And has he just greeted for boost? It looks like Oscillon could have dodged again and then air rolled backwards to put that shot on the net much earlier. I'm surprised that he didn't go for that, the reverse half flip technique. It's a good fake challenge by Oscillon, but he's got more work to do. Florus is still around with lots of boost. Again, Florus so greedy. Second time this game that he's overextended for that boost, and Oscillon nearly misses but slams it in with a post pinch. 146 kilometers an hour, my word. I don't think Oscillon hit this hard enough. Poof, what a shot. He did well to finish, but he really should have put the shot on target much more easily. Florus, 2 times in 30 seconds, making the same mistake, way overextending for that back corner boost steal. He's got to be so much more careful. He's doing it again, but this is a bit safer this time. Oscillon no boost. Florus has the open net, and he'll score it. Florus sniffed out the no boost Oscillon. He had a good feeling about this, and he was right. I think that's got to be the fastest shot of the day. I don't think we've seen any other pinch goals. 146 kilometers an hour in a 1v1 is ridiculously fast. Of course, it was point blank range. I would love to see Florus just making more early plays on the ball when he's in position to flick it, because so many times he's allowing Oscillon to step forward and dunk on him. Oscillon did quite well here to put this ball on net as early as he did. But we're still all tied up. The friends and biggest rivals are so far inseparable. Florus continues to dominate face-offs though. He heard me saying that Sebedam looked like he had the best face-off in the tournament earlier, and then he's just taken it to a whole other level. Really bullying Oscillon, and Oscillon mechanics are clearly not on point there as he was flopping the approach. Oh my goodness, Florus with a floor pinch. Holy cow. Oscillon had no idea how early Florus was ready to take this. I would love to have seen Oscillon try to dodge into the ball there. I don't know why he was fading away. That was beautiful from Florus. Point blank range floor pinch. We got 2 point blank range pinches now in one game. I don't know why Oscillon faded away. Maybe the only thing I could think of is that he thought that Florus was missing, but come on, Oscillon, he's not going to miss from that range. Florus ain't going to miss that. Florus is still looking really good for the All England final. That was a great half flip save, by the way, by Florus, and another good wall save. Great mechanics coming off the wall to keep the ball out of his net and out of danger from the young Englishman. It's just so bizarre to me that his shadowing game is so uncomfortable. It's not just that he's not comfortable shadowing, it's that he knows he isn't comfortable shadowing and he tries to avoid it at all costs. Rather than trying to work on it to improve. Oscillon faking a challenge, but in a position where Florus is never going to fall for it. Almost half the game gone. Florus still 2 goals up. This has been an extremely close series. Florus has had more chances, but Oscillon has had a lot more open net goals. And that is a testament to Florus' inconsistency. Still though, Oscillon has got to take the reins at some point. If he wants to be in control of his own destiny, if he wants to be the one to decide, oh my goodness, is that on target? No way. Okay, Oscillon there anyway, but that would have been the most ridiculous accidental pool shot own goal I've ever seen. And I've seen a few ridiculous accidental pool shot own goals in the Bad Panda poo goals contest, and of course Kronovi's great accidental own goal pool shot against Miho a long time ago. But Oscillon has got to try and be a little bit more aggressive, because as things stand, with Florus's ball control and his ability to manage his boost to perfection, there will not be a goal for Oscillon unless he can force a mistake. Florus is looking pretty good right now. Will Oscillon be able to make that error happen? Florus has dodged away. There is space here. There's the flick. Florus will regret giving Oscillon so much space. That is a phenomenal flick though. Oscillon is not really moving here, but he spots that Florus is not defending the goal from the right position. As soon as Florus ends up in that position where he has to shadow at the near post, it's almost guaranteed to be a goal for Oscillon. But is this another kickoff goal for Florus? Oscillon in the way this time. And he's got a chance of his own. That is not a good first touch though. Hitting it straight into Florus, who has got a free turnover of possession. Another flick, another goal. Florus back in the lead by 2, and this is Oscillon's own doing. He gave Florus so much space here after just seeing what happened when Florus did this same mistake at the other end. Just over 1 minute and 8 seconds, and with how well Florus has been doing on kickoffs, this is going to be one of the toughest comebacks that Oscillon has ever had to make. Florus has had all the kickoff goals, all the kickoff possession. He's been out-muscling Oscillon in bumps and demos, but Oscillon just manages to resist another time. Oh, Florus tried to bump him out of the game there. He's been having a lot of success with that, so I don't disagree with him going for it. But this time Oscillon does hold his own, manages to stay on his 2 wheels. His two wheels. What am I talking about? His 4 wheels. Oh dear. Cars have 2 wheels in other news. But Florus's flicks continue to be too good. And with the amount of possession he's gaining from kickoffs, there was only really going to be one winner. Two wheels. 2 wheels and 2 goals the difference at the moment. Oscillon needs to create his own chances. He's not been doing a lot of his self-creation. He's been waiting for Florus to make misplays. And at the end of the day, Florus managed to stabilize the ship and land in the port, which is the grand final. It looks like that's where he's destined to go. I was about to say I would love to see Oscillon throw in some more fake kickoffs, because it's bound to work a few times, and it's certainly going to have more success than he is at generating possession off the kickoff when Florus is playing this good. But that rebound miss is probably the end for Oscillon. He will go home with $100 from today, but Florus's flick game has just been too good. His kickoffs have been too good. Oscillon has been close. He's been following Florus all game long, staying within 1 and 2, and it's only at the end that this gap has really opened up, courtesy of Oscillon trying to force the comeback to happen. But Florus nearly getting a 5th goal. I wonder if they're going to go for their ball carry. It looks like they're trying to. Oh, never. Wait, what's going to happen here? Okay, Oscillon. Oh, I was wondering if they were going to try and do the double ball carry again, but it looks like Oscillon just wants to put a goal into his own net to say happy birthday, early Christmas present. Congratulations on the final, and good sportsmanship by these guys once again. It's good to see such good sportsmanship from 2 great up-and-coming Rocket League players. Definitely keep an eye out for these guys in the next season of RLCS. But Oscillon saying best of luck to Florus as he moves on to the final to face up against the winner of Diva vs Fairy Peak, which is going to happen right now.